Yo, what's going on, everybody? How's it going this evening?
What's going down, man? What's good with you?
We got Ant, and we got the one and only Man of Justice. What's going on, bro?
That's what they call me. I don't know yet. I'm trying to find out from everybody else. I'm just a squirrel in their world trying to get a nut. You know what I'm talking
about? Hey, but you know what? At least you're a token.
See, you know what? We ain't playing arcade games up in here. We ain't playing no arcade games.
I got the two tokens here. I got the token gay and I got the token black. We're good.
We ain't good, bro. We ain't good. We ain't good.
What if I was gay and black? I'd be a twice 12 token.
Ooh. No, you would be the crux of intersectionality.
Ooh,
he likes that.
I do.
Well, we are missing Kat. She was not feeling well today. She's been moving and it's taking a toll on her, so she was unable to make it today. She tried up until about the last minute, and then it was like she just physically couldn't do it. So yeah, so it'll just be the three of us, which is fine. We will continue on. Man of Justice, what have you been up to these days?
Well, living life, I guess, and also while I'm here, while we're at the start of the show, you guys in the chat there watching these guys, have been watching these guys and Texan and Kat for all this long time. They are a part of a network I started called Torch of Liberty Podcast Network. Y'all can go check it out at tolpn.us. These guys here, I'm glad you first of all patronize these guys and support them and what they're doing and their message. It's all about everybody having their own individual message, and everybody has a different message, a different role to play in saving the United States of America. And these three individuals here, minus one obviously right now, are definitely doing their part. So I want to thank you guys for supporting them in their venture here.
We appreciate you, bro. Man of Justice was one of the first. I think you were the first guest on our podcast when it started with just Pony and I.
Yeah, sure was.
You were the first one that we had, and
now I'm the first one for Black History Month. I had to go there, right?
You had to go there.
I had to go all the way there, bro.
Well, I mean, why wouldn't he go? Why wouldn't he go there? Because we know that all of the companies that people love so much are totally pandering to them this month. So thank you to all those companies that don't care about you year round, just for February. So
just for February, it's all good. At least I feel acknowledged. They do the same thing for
Gay Pride. Gay Pride Month too. They changed their whole thing to the rainbow flag. They just matter during June.
Right.
Yeah.
And the Creoles only matter during May. And
right.
I'm just saying.
Now, have you noticed, Man of Justice, that like specifically, because I don't recall this last year like it is this year. Maybe I just didn't pay enough attention. Maybe I don't know what it is, but every live I go into, pretty much, it's all race this month.
When is it not race?
Well, it just seems like every live now since Black History Month started has just been nothing but we forget all the other stuff that's happening.
It's been like that the whole time, right? It's been like that since the introduction of critical race theory, right? Okay. Every single live you've gone, everybody has gone into at some point in time, right? Has involved race to some point. Critical race theory is the catalyst, right? So this month is no different, right? Than the past 11 months people have been debating critical race theory or diversity, equity, and inclusion. It's never changed.
Yeah, Yeah, I don't know. It just seemed like it's been an uptick since Black History Month, because like all of a sudden I got bombarded with a bunch of guest requests, more than normal. And it's been nothing but to discuss anything. I mean, even with the hat on, just they want to discuss is racial issues, and I'm like,
And see, anybody can go through my content. I have never discussed race because for me, people that want to discuss it and talk about it all the time, they're the ones who are fixated on it.
Right.
They're the ones who are so hyper focused on it. Whereas if you're just a normal human, you're just like, when somebody mentions it, you're like, I don't understand what you're talking. Like, why are we talking about this? It's 2022.
Right.
Like, why are we like, you know what I'm saying?
Same way. That's why I'm
Right.
because obviously I was on TikTok last year, this time, February, and I don't remember it being as forefront last year for Black History Month as I am this time around. I mean, I know that it's always been there, but like it just seems like every damn live I go into.
Well,
like,
look,
I used to have a
Look, supposedly we had a previous president that was super racist, but did more for the Black community, the Latino community. Then you have a president now who just in the last 3 days has mentioned that he has to appoint a Supreme Court justice who's a Black woman. And he literally just met at a school and gave the guy like a weird like bro handshake. And then he was like, ooh, those guns, like totally pandering to like him in the most, in my opinion, the racist way possible. Like, what does he only do the bro handshake because he's a Black guy? Like, what's your angle here? And so we've seen this pattern with Biden where he continuously brings up race. And I think that's why people are having so many conversations about this, because he keeps on bringing it to the forefront. Mm-hmm. And in my opinion, for the Supreme Court justice, why the fuck wouldn't we want a Black woman? They kick ass all the time, no matter what it is they do. We know that already. But just don't tell people that that's what you're going to do. You should have just went through the process like normal. Even if I knew that I woke up tomorrow, I'm like, tomorrow I'm picking a Black woman to be the Supreme Court justice, just shut your fucking mouth. Just go through the process, almost like kind of just let everybody just think that you're going through it. It's all perception. We talk about this all the time. People are perceiving it now. He says that and we're like, oh, so it's only a Black woman. Okay. Well, why wouldn't you? I mean, of course, why wouldn't you just choose somebody based on their actual ability, right? But the fact that he had to mention that that's who he's going to hire is what makes it such a big deal and polarized to the rest of the country. Biden, again, is bringing race into it. Where if he knew himself, am I wrong here, man of justice? Like,
no,
you're not. Do you see where I'm coming from?
Yep.
So now here's the only question I have, because I have seen this argument before. What's the difference between obviously Trump put race into it, but Biden, when RGB died, he said he was going to put a female in.
It's the same argument
with Trump.
Trump said he's going to put a female.
Reagan did the same thing.
It's the same logical fallacy at play. Right?
I agree.
You know what I mean? It's like you're doubling down on a particular demographic because it sounds good, right? And one of the two of the worst things in this country right now, and not even right now, it's been like that. You guys know my story. I've been involved in politics for over 25 years, right? And the two things to really get a base fired up is woman issues and race issues. And then they got to jump up and down. Hey, look what I did. No, sit your. I ain't gonna cuss.
You can do that. You can do that.
As I was saying, boy, sit your narrow ass down somewhere, like you trying to get a participation trophy for picking someone, right? That's where I'm at with it. Like, no, just like Aunt said, go do what you do, right? If a Black woman's on your short list, then she's on your short list. But you ain't gonna be like, Rah, rah, rah. No.
Yay me. Right.
No.
It's yay me, right?
Black folk don't need a champion. Black folk just want to be left the hell alone to do what they got to do to live through their daily life. That's all black folk want in general. We don't need people gaslighting folk in their face talking about, well, because of your race, we're going to do this. No, shut the fuck up.
Well, here's my only pushback on that a little bit, Man of Justice, is based on the debates that I've been seeing and that I've participated in on live on TikTok. Is there's two different mindsets, obviously, between the black conservatives and the black liberals, right? Black conservatives have your train of thought, right? Just leave us alone. Let us do our thing. Yeah, for the most part. But the left, they feel like they have to be up there. But just at least the discussions that I've been having is it just feels like, okay.
It's because they feel disenfranchised all the time.
Yes.
They feel like they've always gotten the short end of the stick. And let me tell you, in perception, the government makes it seem that way for them because they don't highlight the success of anybody in that community. Now, we see the success of gay, black, Latinos all the time, right? We know that there's tons of success that comes out of those communities, but they only pander to them. So they constantly feel like they're like, oh shit, this guy's right. Like we are disenfranchised. We are like, always struggling. We are being hunted down by because they polarize those situations rather than just staying dead center and being like, well, yes, that might be happening, but look at A, B, C, D, and E. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It is something the government has always done, though, right? The government has been literally doing this since 1872 by targeting marginalized groups in this country. Whether you're a darker skin, you're Native American, or a Black American, or you're gay, right, or part of LGBT, right? These political systems, right, target the disparities, right, in the marginalized demographics, right? And for Black folks, it's slavery, but we got you civil rights, right? For the LGBT community, it's Stonewall happened, but we got you Obergefell, right? Like it's a constant system of pandering, and at the same time, that pandering is dehumanizing. At the same time, it's like, I don't need you to tell me you gave me something, right? If you think it's the right thing, then do it. If it's the wrong thing, everybody's going to let you know it's the wrong thing, and you need to back up.
Well, it's like the debate that I had 2 nights ago, I think it was. The guy said, well, you're a product of your past. And I was like, okay, well, let's roll with that logic. I don't believe in it, but let's roll with the logic, right? Okay. And so I don't mind rolling with their logic to try to see where they're coming from. So I said, okay. So he brought up that white people created slavery here in America. I said, okay, so white people created it. Who ended it? And he said, white people. I said, okay, who created Jim Crow? White people. Who solved Jim Crow? He said, white people. So why aren't we a product of solving those same problems instead of being the product of creating those problems? Because we did correct it. I mean, do we have a great past? No, we don't, but we've also done a lot to correct a lot of that past. And I'd say if Martin Luther King were alive today, he'd be pretty happy with the progress, I would think. Maybe not, but that's just what I feel like it would be.
Well, he would have been happy with the progress maybe a decade ago, because I feel that in the last, maybe more recent, it has just, I feel like we've gone backwards. And we've gone backwards because we have certain people. And everybody can blame, everybody wants to blame it on Trump. But we've been dealing with this since Obama. I mean, race has always been a hot ticket item since Obama, just like Barbie said. Hi, Barbie, by the way. Race is a hot ticket item.
Well, it's really since been toward the end of Bush when the whole Katrina thing happened. That's when the whole race.
I can go back to the end of Daddy Bush, at the discrimination during Army and Marine deployments during Desert Shield.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it was there. You know what I mean? But no one talked about it. You know what I mean? Because the military didn't talk about it. It's like, we're still all brothers in arms. It doesn't matter. We got a mission to do. We're out. Screw what they're trying to do. And at the end, they ended up meeting anyway. At the end of the day, in Baghdad. But that's neither here or there. But the thing is that we don't. I think at least what we do, right? And I consider us like folks like us, independent media, right? And what we do, right? And we highlight those successes and try to stay away from that negative stuff, right? They can throw up the white folks or white supremacy, and they can throw all that up, but it's like, people also think about, you can't judge what we look at, let's say white supremacy today, as what it would have or could have been in the 1700s. That's a whole different concept, right? So to apply modern day logic to what the Federalists and the Anti-Federalists did is, for me, it's an invalidating argument, because what if they weren't white supremacists, right? Because we have to think in that time is with the transatlantic slave trade and the East African slave trade, right? Even the English, the Middle Easterners treated Africans like property. That was the thing of the time. Was that white supremacy? No, because the Moors had more slaves than anybody, that any demographic in history. The Moors end up forming the Ottoman Empire. No one talks about that, right? So at the end, is the slavery bit white supremacy in the United States? I would be hell bent to even find an inkling of truth to that at this point, because you're looking at it again. People are looking at it, what the definition is today, which it has shifted. What racism even is, it has shifted. To trying to apply it to the founders, right? Because if this white supremacy was so rampant, then the second president of the United States would have never made office. John Quincy Adams was a biracial man. He was half black, half white. One of our other founders, Alexander Hamilton, was half black, he was half Caribbean and half Scottish. Like, if white supremacy was so rampant, then why did these two individuals?
Right, if it was a majority, yeah.
And that's what I've been saying. Especially when it comes to Obama. He was probably the most full black president that we had, at least by appearance. And to have elected him twice.
Well, he had the gay community that backed him, right? I remember that period of time, and had came out and was in a relationship and all that, and it was change, right? Yeah, right. Like it was changed.
But did you watch the debates, Ant? I'm just curious as a gay man, because between the Joe Biden comments during that election series, between with Joe Biden and Obama saying we don't support. They were very staunch at the very start to say we don't support gay marriage.
So no, I wasn't involved very much in politics at that time. So I will say that the media left that out. That when we were watching who we were going to vote for, they didn't put that in their feed. And that time I will say that I was watching CNN.
There's CNN.
But it's here's what's crazy to me, okay? And learning so much every day on politics and cultures and religion and all this stuff, right? We've been diving into it more and more. The two communities that I'm surprised, it's going to sound really bad, so you guys don't take me in the wrong way, okay?
Slaughter him. Finish him.
Technically,
here the fuck we go.
Basically, a lot of black people, they do not agree with homosexuality.
That's true.
They were not brought up with that in the home. Mm-hmm. It was something that you didn't do. Now, and this goes also for Italians. We always we joke around in my family. We're like, Italians are very much like black families and the way we were raised and the way our culture is and the way just in the way that we live, like it's all about family and food and whatever, right? But one of the things that you just don't do is you don't come out as gay.
Right.
It's just not a thing. They just
Right.
don't agree with it. So it's just so like mesmerizing to me that the gay community can like join forces with the Black community, but the conservatives are trying to join forces with that moderate and independent side, and they can't. Why is that? Why can the gay and Black community come together, but the other? Is it making sense to me? I'm trying to make it make sense.
Well, I mean, as far as the gay and Black thing is concerned, right? I mean, you know, we understand that a lot of Black Americans have conservative values in that regard, right? But, you know, there's also leave me alone too. Don't bring your whoop-de-whoop over here, right? And I think that connection started brewing actually after the Stonewall riots, right? Because what was his name? Maurice Richards was his name. He was one of the gay Black men that stood up during the Stonewall riots, right? And that was the connection, right? That clicked, was like, wait a minute, there's gay Black men. Wait a minute. And then we got to remember too, during this era too, the Stonewall, civil rights, all that, it was all about Black power, right? So now you have Black power combining with gay pride, right? So now that connection is there, right?
And yeah, and you're hitting it. That's where I was going to, and and it was more so like, why aren't Black Americans more conservative than we're making them out to be? Because of, or more than they're showing, rather, because of that side that I know to be true, because I grew up in an urban neighborhood. I grew up with, well, most of my friends, family members didn't agree with homosexuality, and I understand. Not that I understand anybody that's against anybody's lifestyle, but I understand it, if that makes sense. Like,
right, you understood what was going on, right?
Yeah. So why don't we have more of that conservative Black presence? Why are they left leaning? Because technically, they really don't agree with most of the liberal thought process.
Here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. The problem is that the media has conflated ideology with party. That's the problem, right? So
that's a good point.
Obviously, right, we know that, oh, you say you're conservative, they automatically, what do? They automatically label you as a Trumpy or a Republican, right? And then if we hear someone that's a progressive or a liberal, they're automatically a Democrat. Right,
yeah, we're just guilty of it,
right? You know what I'm saying? But I mean, both sides get. But that's what the media has done. They've said this party owns this ideology, when that is by far not true. Right? People have to get out of their, and that's how the two-party system has torn us down and divided us at the same time. Because if you're conservative, you got to be here, right? Now, the X factor is the populist, right? Now, the populist, right? The people that don't understand what populism is, right? We're going to bring it into today's context. Donald Trump bred a lot of populists.
Too many.
And those populists claimed to be conservative. Think about that a minute, right?
No, you're right. We see it on TikTok.
Right. Everybody that's been a conservative all their lives, they've sat back and like, wait a minute. You're conserve who? Wait a minute. No, that don't even sound right. And the populists, became the face of conservatism in this country, right? Drowning out voices like Ants and yours, and and I see some people in the comments that follow me also, right? Drowned out their voices of what real conservatism is, and now it's like everybody in the Republican Party is this populist conservative whatever. Right, and they don't represent the country. And it's like you do understand that the populists on the right and the populists on the left are literally the same people. They just came out because of Donald Trump, either for or against. Right, and it's convoluted the political waters.
And that's like and that is the double-edged sword of Donald Trump. I mean, I like that he really woke up a lot in this country to get involved in politics, whether you hate him or love him. But then he, like you said, he created all these populists, which to me is not a good thing because the populists don't know where they stand on anything for the most part.
Nope.
And they don't know Trump's policies. They just know they like Trump, which is fine. But and it's on the left too, because the moderate Democrats that way. When I debated him, all he would do is call me a policy hawk. I'm like, that's literally what politics is nothing but policies.
Right. That's the epitome of it.
It's like, how are you going to call me a policy hawk? Which I'm fine with, because I to me that was a compliment. But it's like, you can't call me just simply because I know policies and you don't. But look how hard he goes on TikTok about Joe Biden. It's like, you can't even speak on any of his policies, though.
I got one phrase for you, and I know Ant was about to say something. Cult of personality.
Yes. So here's the thing, guys. If anybody remembers the Clinton era, okay? Bill Clinton. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Nobody cared that he got a blowjob from Monica Lewinsky. Nobody cared that he was a womanizer. Nobody cared that Hillary Clinton was she literally harassed and belittled the women that came forward. She victim shamed them to the point of what we literally see people on social media arguing with people against now, right? Victim shaming. Hillary Clinton literally did that.
Yep. Right.
But there was a point. But the point I was going to make was there was a point in time where Bill Clinton's approval rating was super low, and this goes to show how America is so polarized by television and popularity. Jay Leno had Bill Clinton on his show, and he played the saxophone on live late night TV. Right. Bill Clinton did. Yep. And all of America was like, that dude's fucking cool. Yeah, he's fucking cool. I'm going to vote for him. Because he did some shit where they brought him on just to show how cool he was.
They did the same thing with Obama. With basketball.
Yes.
I saw more footage of Obama playing basketball.
Just him smoking a cigarette outside of the White House.
Yes. And the cigarette. Yep.
It's cool. So policy doesn't matter to a lot of Americans because they're just like, well, so who's the coolest right now? And now we're in the time of social media. So however they're spinning that to make them look even cooler.
Well, I think the reason why they can get away with it now with social media being the way that it is because I feel like both sides kind of know that that the sides are dug in. Like there's not too much sway anymore, right?
Right.
And they know that this is why, like, if we look at the Biden administration, and we'll start kind of probably going into this now, is the Biden administration is doing probably what a lot of the Republican states need to do is they're just throwing shit out, letting it go through the courts and see what happens.
And we shouldn't do that either.
Oh, I'm not agreeing with that.
Oh, yeah.
Well, the only reason why, so there's a couple issues that I do think we should do it on. I personally believe Texas needs to do it at the border. Close it down. Let the government sue us. Keep it closed at least for a couple weeks. Slow the thing down. 2 weeks to slow the spread, whatever you want to call it.
It's a literal spread, too, for real.
Right. Like, because we saw like New York State, right? 2 years later, the New York State Supreme Court just says, oh, mask mandates are unconstitutional. 2 years later, after putting New York through what they put through.
But here's the problem with that, right? Doing stuff like that with the border stuff, something that's like national security tied. Yes, I think all the states should join in with Texas and doing a lawsuit and helping shut that thing down, right? Because again, right, they're supposed to defend from enemies, foreign and domestic court, and they're also guaranteed a Republican form of government according to the guarantee clause in the United States Constitution. Well, Texas is not getting that, right? That due diligence when it comes to that. So yeah, Texas should, take National Guard, be like, you know what, we're done here. Game over, we're done, right? But the other side of that also is we already have enough judicial supremacy going on. We don't need activist courts adjudicating on a whim, right?
How do we solve that when the politicians that are in office are putting in activist judge?
Well, here's the thing, right? On the federal level, those are appointed by the president.
Mm-hmm.
Your state judges, your local judges are done by we, the people of the 50 states.
Right, your county judges and your district judges, but like
okay,
our
state Supreme Court, your state Supreme Court's elected in most states.
Right.
So there you go. You can stop the judicial supremacy by doing the research on the judges before you mark that ballot. Plain and simple.
Yeah. Well, there's some judges, like even at the state level, that the governors put in, right? Not at the Supreme Court, but at the
well, if you're talking about like IGs, yes, those are appointed by the governor, right? But majority of judges from the state level down are elected.
Okay,
they are elected, and usually your state has a website where you can go in and read the judges' opinions, right, on how they ruled on certain cases, et cetera, et cetera. So if you want to vote for that guy or gal, right, the next go round, right, and then on top of that, right, they got to be able to work hand in hand with district attorneys. You elect those too. You know what I mean? That's why we say, the whole local thing, especially with Texas with the border issue is so important, right? Yep. If El Paso had a mayor with a backbone, he'd be like, Governor Abbott, either you come shut this mudsucker down or my police force is shutting this down.
But any of those counties along the border from here to
they're starting to. They are starting. Let's just say that I know for a fact that there's more state militias protecting the border than there is any federal or state government protecting.
You guys, do you think that we're going back to the media? And honestly, I'm going to tell you right now, I think that I've always said this: the media is the virus. That's the worst.
They're the true enemy of the people.
A Fox, doesn't matter who it is.
Yep,
but I think what people don't understand is this is not an attack against immigration by like the right. Like nobody's saying we don't want immigrants to come in here. We're not saying that we don't like everybody automatically. And I think that was a problem that Trump had, was the articulation of certain things when it came to the immigration stance, where he was talking about the gangs that came in and the coyotes and the smugglers and stuff like that. He made it seem like it was a lot of Mexicans when over 80 different countries come through the Mexican border every day.
120.
120
different countries.
So I was being nice.
Yeah.
So just to think, if I was just an American, just a normal person, to be like, wow, this has nothing to do with Mexicans. It has everything to do with the 120 different countries of immigrants that are just pouring in through our border. And if I was a liberal and I loved the government funding, I would be like, wait, is that going to affect my funding? Yes, it is, babe. It so is.
Yes, boo-boo.
Yes, boo-boo.
And why are you not mad about that? Because they don't understand it. They don't understand it.
They just want to throw it. And I want to add to that point too, Ant, because what a lot of people also don't realize is this immigration thing has also became a race issue. Right? Think about it a minute, right? When Fox had those drones, right, over that overpass, I remember that, right? They're like, no, you got to get the drones out of here. It's their privacy. Right. But they were real quick to put up a photo of the Border Patrol with split range, making it look like he was whipping a Haitian dude.
Right.
Right.
You're right.
And that was strictly done to deter the right or try to get them to back down on this illegal immigration. Because obviously people on the right get tired of being called racist all the damn time for no reason.
Right.
And this was one of those tools, like, y'all better back up on this immigration thing. Y'all better back up. This is, you know what I mean? They made it about.
But
race.
nobody questions what Hillary's done to Haiti.
No,
Nobody questions. What
Nobody
Hillary
questions
done
how
to
the
Haiti.
hell a
I'm about to-
Haitian was coming across the Mexican border
Oh,
anyway.
Stop. I was about to go right there. Let me go there real quick. Though,
Go for it.
Like, for real, think about this a minute, y'all. If it wasn't about race and they tried to placate everyone with that split reign situation, right? Then why are they turning away all the people from Montserrat, Jamaica, Trinidad, Tobago, Haiti, Panama, right? Why are they turning away these people from these countries with darker skin?
Well, mind you, too,
If
let's
it
take that
wasn't a
little bit
race
further.
issue.
Mind you, even before then, before the Haitians came over, it was our Department of Homeland Security that said Haitians themselves and Cubans would not be able to seek asylum. A month prior to that. Then we had the flood of Haitians. Now all of a sudden it was like, oh, okay, because like you said, the color of their skin was coming across the border so that they can placate on that.
Well, and here's what's fun. Here's what's interesting too is, you know, Biden sits there the other day and says, well, we have to figure out why they want to pack up and take this treacherous, you know, immigrant, leave their country and take this, and coyotes and all this. I'm thinking to myself, I don't give a fuck.
Right?
What is going on in that country? I give a fuck what's going on here.
Facts.
Go to LA. Go look at it's. I mean, why don't we figure out what's going on in this country?
Yeah.
Who gives
Speaking
a fuck
of-
what's going on there? You can't come here.
Facts.
The president has to fix it there. That's it.
And see, and that's why I was hard on Donald Trump on immigration. Because when it comes to immigration, I'm a radical. I'm a complete radical. I'm like, you know what? You have all the power in Article 2 to flex. Shut the border down completely. We're done. Game over. No more visas. No more lottery visas. None of that. Zero. You cross that border, you're going to get either turned around or sent to jail. Like, we're done. Like that's where I'm at. We're done.
I do wonder if he planned on doing that in the second term, and he just because he knows if he absolutely would have done that in the first term, he would have stood. I don't believe he would have stood a chance in for re-election. So I think I wonder if that's what he was planning on in his second term to do.
Well, just hold off, Tex, because he's going to drop from the sky here in the next couple of weeks. I mean, these people
Hold the
are making
line.
videos.
Hold the line. Trust the
These
plan.
People have been holding that line so fucking much. I'm surprised that thing's not a string at this point.
So, man,
we really still hold a fucking line.
Oh God.
He's coming back in March. He's coming back in July. He's coming back. Are you not tired either?
There's a lot.
I'm sorry. I just can't. I mean.
I used Ant's line of being of the Trump concert thing, and somebody commented, goes, Trump sings?
He should. He's got the same CD that plays over and over again at every rally.
Facts.
Here's the thing, and this is,
I'm out.
And people only hear out of that what they want to hear. They're like, "Oh my God, you don't like Trump anymore?" That's not what I said. I did not say I don't like. I think that he did a lot of great things. I'm not saying I don't like Trump. You though are stuck. And you need help. Trump is not here. Like, it's almost like, yo, daddy left us. We need to go to work. You know, work, W-O-R-K.
2022.
Okay. Yo, dad is not coming home right now. So you need to get up. Hello. And you need to go to work. Okay? Whether it's waitressing, doing whatever you got to do. That's the whole metaphor.
Waitress.
Trump is not here right now. Please leave a message after the beep.
Beep.
You need to figure out what the fuck you're going to do now.
And then you get Biden in office handing out the welfare state to appease you till daddy comes back.
Yes.
Oh Yep, I went there.
All right, so Manajust, got a question on the. We're gonna dive into your constitutional expertise here.
Oh God, Jesus Christ!
Oh, I know.
You're gonna hit me like that. I'm not even prepared
bro.
for
You
that.
know, every time we talk, I got to pick your brain. Oh, every time.
Oh my God!
If I ever have a constitution question, I automatically hit up Man of Justice. So, Supreme Court last decisions. No on the federal mandate for employees over 100, but okay for healthcare workers mandate. Thoughts? Did they get it right? Did they get it wrong?
The federal mandate on the businesses, that was adjudicated correctly. Because again, right, government doesn't dictate to private business. Regardless, they try to use the Commerce Clause to pull that string. We give you money. You do what we say. No, that's the definition of fascism. Court got that right. Now, as far as the healthcare workers that are in the federal system, because remember, that's very poignant, right? The federal workers the healthcare workers that work with the federal government, that's a whole different ball of wax. And remember, it's an executive order. It's not a law, right? So they got that part right too. That was the best outcome it could actually come out of that, because it is whether people like Biden, take Biden out the picture, right? It's the power of the executive branch that matters here. That's how you have to look at it, right? Executive orders only can mandate or dictate policy within that branch of government, and it's and the things that it touches. So that part was correct.
And I think that's where the confusion is because a lot of people don't understand. A lot of people think that hospitals are private and therefore should have been like pretty much under the 100 employee. But I guess they're not, is what you're saying.
Right. That's correct. Because when it comes to private business, right, that's, you know what I mean? Because we have to think about it this way, right? The Supreme Court could have ruled that it would have stayed in place for 100 or more employees, but the saving grace was Citizens versus United. Citizens United basically said businesses are people. Hence, even though they might be publicly traded, they are still a private entity or a private citizen. So federal government cannot mandate a private citizen to do anything. Got him.
Did the 100 employees or more, did that overturn the Jacobson versus Massachusetts that all the left was? Because that has to do with the state, right?
Right. And that's a misconception of Jacobson. They bring that up all the time. That whole thing. And it's like Jacobson, just like Prince versus Massachusetts, the same thing. It was a state law being battled. It wasn't a federal law. And this would have been
against the federal government, right?
No, it was against the state of Massachusetts. But
no, what I'm saying is it would have been Jacobson versus the United States government.
Right. That's exactly correct.
That's what I tried to explain, but they never get it.
No, they don't, because they think that the federal government is the begin all end all. No, I'm sorry, boo-boo. The states have their rights in all of this. And that's the problem when people don't understand, right, the powers of government and where they lie and who is what and how. And that's how we get this collapsing or pancaking of government to do everything. Like the Anti-Federalist number 9, Montezuma was the author of that, warned us that a consolidated government will become tyrannical, right? And out of all the times to listen to the Anti-Federalists, that was the time to listen to the Anti-Federalists, because they were dead right. Yep. Federalism is good, but then when you start conflating it like they are now, boom, that's it. Game over, right? And it's the same thing when people bring that argument about, well, George Washington had the Revolutionary Army vaccinated, right? Whatever. People have to understand the Revolutionary Army was under America. It wasn't under the United States of America, because the United States of America didn't exist until 1788. The Revolutionary War happened when? Oh, yeah, that's right. So they can't even use that premise.
Right.
because this was under the Articles of Confederation.
Right.
So strike two. Strike two. What else they got?
Love you.
Strike freaking two.
This is why I bring them on.
But they don't want to reckon. They just say, yeah, no. This is why we have the problems we have now.
Yeah. What were you gonna say, Ant?
I just love him. And I think that I'm rubbing off on him because he said boo boo.
You better stop, boo boo. You better stop it. You're only on the other side of the state from me, boo boo. Okay.
I don't know why we don't get together more often.
We should. I mean, I'm only right here in Palm Beach, like right here.
It's
I'm
not
out
that
here.
far.
I know.
I'm actually going to be. So I just was invited to go speak at FSU. I know that's not by you, but
Tallahassee.
Yes, speak at FSU. It's a group of 150 students.
Okay.
It's kind of like a student action summit. It's a Turning Point USA Speak Truth Without Fear event. And I was asked to go speak, and I'm super excited. February 17th at FSU.
Nice. Very nice.
So I will be getting my happy ass, my little Jeep Wrangler, and driving to Tallahassee.
Wow. That's a haul though. That's right around almost, that's during there what, 2-3 hours? Wait, no, that's almost 4.
No, I think it's a little bit longer than that. I think it might be like 5. I'm going to meet another. I'm going to meet another influencer in Tampa, and then we're gonna go up together a little.
Okay,
further.
right on.
Super exciting.
Exciting, bro. I didn't know that. Breaking news.
It literally just happened like hours ago. Like today, it was confirmed.
That's badass.
Nice.
That's badass.
Yeah, I thought I was too old to speak to college people.
You're never too old to speak to college people.
I know. I just feel like when I wanted, before I had applied to be a Turning Point ambassador, I was going to go to the Turning Point event, the one that happened in Tampa. And then I looked, and the ticket prices when you're over 35 are super expensive.
They're like, no, we don't. Discrimination.
Like, we don't want your grown ass out here.
Right. Nah, you over 30. Nah, boo-boo. That price, that's the old price. That was
Yeah, right.
You're like, really? Really? Is that what we're doing? Yeah, I mean.
But I thought ladies and gays drink free. The fuck? I'm with the DJ. Hey, you remember me? I don't know who the fuck he is. Let him loose.
Hell no.
They're not ready.
No, they ain't ready.
Hey, where's your dad?
My dad is here.
Can we get a little surprise guest appearance of him, or?
Sure, yeah. Let me grab him.
We gotta get your daddy here, man.
Oh Lord Jesus.
Oh man, if you like Ant, his dad's 10 times better.
Oh.
So what's the next?
You want to go to the show a little bit? Can you put your hat on though?
Can you put your hat on?
I don't want them to see your bald spot.
Yeah.
Put that.
Man, I always think I'm going bald with my hat on. So
he's coming.
All right, that's cool.
We are fucked.
He loves Joe Byron.
Hey, I like Joe Byron too. I'm on his internet right now.
Hey,
I found
at least you know how to use it.
Hey, I found an error in my ways. I claimed my blackness back, so now I like Joe Byron, so I can get the internet.
There you go.
Right, and I can look up where to get my my syringe right online. I can look that up now because I all of a sudden I know the internet. I got the internet, and Joe Byron helped me. Thank you, Joe Byron.
Yeah. But no ID, right?
Bruh, like.
Did you get the ID yet?
I showed them. I showed them
that's
my
racist.
dude. I showed them my foreign service ID. That's like, oh, that's good enough. Okay, cool.
Coco.
Cool. I'm just saying that's not a real ID, but you know, hey,
it is what it is. He said, "Un momento, por favor."
Oh Lord Jesus. No.
Aspetta Vienna. Okay.
See, he's speaking Italian. We're in trouble. We are in trouble, people. Strap it in, people. We about to get it.
Ladies and gentlemen,
there he is.
Daddy Ant.
Starring all. What's
The
up,
original
bro?
Daddy Ant. This is Tex, and this is Man of Justice.
Oh, he
Hey,
knows
what's
me.
going on, guys?
He
What's
knows
going on?
me.
What's going on, Pimp Daddy?
All right, man.
Man of Justice, did I not tell you that we came from the same cloth?
You're right.
You probably got an uncle that looks very similar to this guy, do you not? Would you look at him?
No lies detected.
Somebody come look at him. Would you look at him?
No lies detected. No lies detected.
So listen.
So tell us how much you like Daddy Biden.
No, Joe Byron.
Joe Byron.
How much you like Joe Biden?
Fuck him.
Oh, wait, listen.
No, I don't want to, bro. That's that. Nah, I'm good. on
Love
that.
it.
I'm Gucci. Okay.
I don't like the guy.
But
Senile.
he's senile, but like, do you think how on a scale from 1 to 10, how fucked do you think the country is?
Oh, wait. This country is done. If we don't get this stupid asshole out of office, we're done. We might as well pack up and leave. Go someplace else. This country is done.
You,
Now,
you
how do
can
you feel
tell,
about
you can tell from his accent he's from Texas.
Now listen, how old were you when you came here?
I was about 9 years old.
Okay, and maybe I don't know who doesn't know you're Italian, but you
Not
can
at
tell
all.
them where you came from.
Zero.
Well, I came from Italy when I was 9, and this is the best country in the world. The best. One of the best countries, if not the best. And you know what? This land gave me an opportunity, and you know what? You can ask for better. So, but now with this dumbass that's in office, that has been in Congress for 50 years, he didn't do shit. Now we got a communist in this country that
he did
wants
shit.
to run our country.
Oh, he did shit.
So,
He did
and
a
you
lot
know
of
what?
shit.
it's bullshit.
Yep.
We gotta get this guy. We gotta get
There
this
you
guy
go.
out of
It was
here, 'cause-
bullshit what he did.
But he did shit.
Yeah, he did shit. It
Yeah.
was just bullshit.
Yeah, this guy's got to go, man. He's got to go.
So Pops, tell us, because I'm sure you've been paying attention to what's going on back at home country, right?
Yes, it's not good either.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
not
can
good.
you fill in, because I'm sure you've communicated with family that's still there. What all is going on there?
Well, what's going on there is that they all have to get the shot. They all have to have they call it a green pass. What it is it's the same like here, like a passport. In other words, if you're going to go to the store, you got to show them proof that you're vaccinated, double vaccinated. That's the only way you can go out.
Even the grocery store?
Even a grocery store. So restaurants, grocery store. So it's like living in Germany in the 1940s. They're a bunch of Nazis. And this is what the Italians live with every freaking day. They cannot go on a bus. They cannot go on vacation. They cannot go nowhere.
They can't even fly domestically without a vax pass.
Exactly. They can even fly domestic at all. They have to stay home.
Now,
So it's bad.
now they're doing mass protests there too, right?
Yes,
That's what I thought.
they're starting to wake up now because basically all the tourism is done,
Yeah.
and they can go out of the house, and they're screwed. They're screwed.
It's a shame.
There's no work there to begin with. Now they're dealing with this green pass. They're dealing with all this stuff, and it's really bad.
Well, and their government has been controlling them for years already.
Yeah.
Let's just put that out there. The Italian government has been running the Italian people for...
Yeah, but everybody uses the system.
Yeah.
I mean, Italy, everybody in Italy, they use the system. So anything goes. So
explain that a little bit. Like, how do they use the system?
well, if I have a good job, I make sure that before I retire, I give the job to my son.
Right.
Oh, they pass the job along.
Yeah, you could pass the job along, so nobody else gets it.
Mm-hmm.
So if I have a good job, I don't want nobody else to have my job when I retire, so I give it to him.
Yeah.
That's how it's corrupted. It's not what you know, it's who you know. If you
So it's mob mentality.
yes. So if you go to the bank and you're standing in line in the bank and a freaking doctor or a cop or a judge comes into the bank, he cuts right in front of the line because
He's a higher class.
he's like, hey, I'm the judge. I'm gonna go. I'm do my business.
Wow.
And you can do. I mean, when we go there, we're like, hey, get the fuck out of here. Go in the back of the line. You know what I'm saying? So our family, they're like, you cannot be with us because
He calls him out.
because he's like, we're
Like
gonna
his
get
son.
fucking in trouble over here. So you better go back. Just don't worry about it. We got you money. Don't worry about it. Because you get pissed. You're like,
And that's the thing. And the sad part about it is a lot of your Eastern European countries are the exact same way, right?
Yes.
It's the bourgeoisie or the proletariat, right?
Yes,
When
yes.
I was on post in Armenia back in 2003, right? It was the same. It was just the oddest thing. It's like, what what just happened?
Yeah.
Wait, he just went there. He just hit dude, and then he said, "Police." He hit me. Oh,
yeah.
What?
Nobody. Yeah.
It's like, oh my god.
Well, so man of justice, what's your take on like the truckers in Canada, all the protests, mass protests that are going across the world that obviously the mainstream media is not showing, but we're getting clips on social media of exactly what's happening. What's your take on all that?
Oh, I think it's a good thing.
Oh, he wants to ask man of
Oh,
justice.
oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, you're good. No,
Yeah.
it is a good thing. It's
is a
more
good
of the world waking up, right? I mean, we've seen the protests like in Florence and Rome, and you know what I'm saying. We've seen them in Bucharest. We've seen them in Kiev, right? We've seen them in Riga, Latvia. We have seen these mass protests like this everywhere, but they won't televise it, right? Because yeah, we know why. I won't say it on here because it might get your channel banned. I won't say that part, right? But this is good. Better now than never. I wish it would have been a lot sooner, right? Hindsight being 2020, it should have been a lot sooner. But at the same time, especially in America, right? And people, I'm gonna go off on a side tangent in a second, right? People in America, they say, well, why haven't we done this sooner? Why haven't we done it? Well, Americans are more patient than the rest of the world, right? Because America has one thing that the rest of the world does not have, and that is the Second Amendment.
Right.
They know if push come to shove and they're back in that corner,
they got their
Second
guns.
Amendment is coming out the closet. But they don't. They will wait until they try to move the system around to get it back to normal before they go to that closet. Because when it goes to that closet, the black flag comes out and it's game over. It's no holds barred. Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome, all of that is going down at the same time.
Right.
And this is why Americans just sit back and we're like, okay, y'all keep creeping, but you're going to creep and cross that line and it's going to be it.
Yeah. Pops, do you think the protests that are happening in your home country is you think that you think it'll create any resolutions to anything or solve anything?
Well, they're trying. They're really trying. Like here right now, everybody, you know, they don't know what to believe anymore because of this pandemic.
Right.
And they're shoved this thing in their face, and they're like, if the only way to do it, if you just comply. So they're like, okay, if we comply, maybe this will go away. But now they're finding out that it's not going away because people are losing their businesses. It was already hard because nobody really had good jobs because like I said, everything is kind of one hand washes the other. You
Right.
pay, you get whatever you want. So now it's like
No, they really have nothing.
now they really got nothing, and the tourism is down. Is going to be down. Summer's coming. It's a few months. It's summer be here,
Yeah.
and they depend on that.
3 summers in a row now. People
Yes.
have not been able to go to Europe 3 summers
Yes.
in a row, and that's how they make their money.
Exactly.
And here's the thing that I was talking about the other day, Tex, right? I made a video about this. It was like, okay, people have now, all around the world, people are like, okay, we did all the things.
Yes.
We did everything that, not all of us, of course, not
Right.
all
Right.
the people talking here right now, but a majority of people around the world have done everything, right?
Right.
They're like, you told us to do A to get to B to get to C. Now we're at D. You told us we were done, and now you're telling us there's more? Whoa, dude, we're fucking done, bro.
Yeah.
We're done. We're exhausted. We're tired.
So that's what's happening there now. But you know,
Mm-hmm.
like on the southern part of Italy, because they're still like they don't know what to do. But on the northern part of Italy, you take it like from Rome, Milan, Turin, Venice. Those are like all like the major cities, especially Rome. People are woken.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, what's going on here now? Because now they see the rest of the world is waking up and they're like, okay, we better do something. This is what's happening. Down south, not much, but I think like up north, yes, they're waking up. And that's where the problem is going to start, because now you see all those Europeans, they're waking up, like, you know, France, Germany,
Yep.
Australia, all these people. They're
The
like,
UK. Well, they
yeah.
dropped the mandates in the UK. but-
Exactly.
Yeah.
So they're like, okay, so if it's good for them, why can it be good for us?
Right.
So I mean, you know what? There's always a breaking point, and the breaking point it's here. So now even in America, I think people had enough. Nobody's telling us the truth. You got all these ding dongs running around telling us bullshit, which I don't believe anything anymore. Because look, I'm in Florida right now, and I live in Chicago.
I'm sorry.
Florida is like another country right now, because you walk around, it's like nobody wears mask. There's not a care in the world.
I mean, the grocery stores are packed. The beaches are packed.
Right.
The restaurants are packed. You might see a mask. There's
Right.
that one-off person. But they're not mandating their employees. Like, you don't see
Right,
it.
Nope.
right. I mean, instead, like in Chicago, it was like you don't have to wear a mask, but then like the second, whatever you want to call it, came back.
Omni.
Yeah. Now they want you to wear a mask. It's like, come on, man.
Yeah.
It's over and done with.
Yeah.
But they're just killing people's jobs, and they're fucking everybody up.
And here's where I think we're starting to see a little bit of that, like, that annoyance in Americans now too. Not only are they seeing the rest of the world kind of, and I know we're at time, but I know that we're seeing it all around the world, right? But when you start to see these media people who are typically liberal, like Bill Maher, okay, and he's like, I don't know, but Florida never closed down, and AOC looked like she was having a great fucking time. So, like, can we just get back to normal now? Like, Florida never stopped. And you got California, Chicago, and New York with extreme cases, but y'all are wearing hazmat suits. Why is everybody so sick there? I mean, really? Man of justice. These motherfuckers, they had hazmat suits on, and they were, yes.
I can't.
I am doing this show.
You're
I'm doing this show because I don't want to get corona from my microphone.
Right.
From
So
Ant-
you tell me, people are starting to see that. They're starting to, then they come down to Florida for a week, you know, and we're talking to people on the beach and stuff. They're like, this is, I can't even describe the feeling that we have here in the state of Florida. Like,
right.
and I'm sure Texans feel the same way. I mean, we were in Texas. I was in Longview, Texas. Anytime I've gone to Texas, I don't have a mask with me because you just don't need it. So people see, you know, and they're like, all right, we're done. So
So I say this is America. Let's take America back.
Amen.
And like this all these people on social media, they really gotta go. It's bullshit. Like I see like Whoopi Goldberg, that fed pig. You know what? I wish they send her to a concentration camp because she really gotta know what a concentration camp is. She doesn't know shit.
And that was the moment we got canceled. Have a great day.
Oh, did we get canceled?
No.
Oh, shit.
So,
Hey,
man of
you know
justice.
what?
With that said, man of justice, give us
You
a
know
final
what?
thought.
Oh, wait. Look at the.
You know, hey.
Man of Justice, can you close us out this evening, please?
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for flying on Corona Airlines Flight 1975. I am your captain, Man of Justice, and I am glad you enjoyed the ride. You kept your feelings in the overhead bin.
Dad, do the pop.
And some of you left them in checked luggage, which was really great. But I do advise you to take off that N95 mask before you put on the N95 oxygen mask, because at the end of the day, if the plane crashes, you are still dying of the coronavirus. Thank you.
Really?
But anyway, seriously though, you know, I'm not gonna give the cliche speech about hold the line and all of that.
Thank you.
What I will tell you is stand on liberty above all else, period. Freedom depends on you standing on the foundation of liberty. If you erode that foundation of liberty at any point, they will steal every last bit of freedom. And if the last 2 years has not showed you that, I will get you a magnifying glass and help you out and show you where they've stolen your freedom because you bended on liberty, right? Liberty. And with that being said, make sure you go check out TOLPN.us. Make sure, because these guys here, they are part of that podcast network. We got a couple more that be coming on board too. So make sure y'all check out TOLPN.us, and you can find my podcast there too and all that good stuff. I won't plug myself on here. They can find on
Oh, do it.
TOLPN.
Plug yourself.
Well, I guess I'll plug myself. Make sure y'all
Please
do. Subscribe to Southern Liberty Podcast.
We have it at the bottom of the screen, right?
Yeah, TOLPN, yes.
Yep.
You can subscribe to my podcast / live radio show on any podcast platform. You can go to live.bpmg.us and check out the dates and times I go live. If you're in South Florida, you can catch me on public radio. Not yet in Collier or Lee County, unfortunately. I'm working on that. But if you're on the eastern side of the state in Broward, North Dade, Palm Beach, Martin, and Brevard County, you can listen to me on good old.
You're about to be in
radio.
Collier County?
Yes, I'm working out a contract now at Collier County and Lee County. So I'm working on it.
Hook up your friend. I live on the West Coast.
Hey, I got you, because see, my plan my plan is all the podcasts that's in the network, I'm going to get them worked in on public radio. That's my ultimate goal out of all this, because you know what? It is what it is, right? So make sure y'all go do that. Go check it out. Subscribe to my podcast on all major podcast platforms, all that good stuff. And we're going to leave it to y'all to shut this thing all the way down.
And who do we have on Tuesday?
Tuesday, we are having Chris Roper. He is running for governor of Illinois. He's one of the guys running for governor, at least in Illinois. So lots of grassroots guys coming through, wanting to make a change, wanting to get Pritzker out. Being from Illinois, I'm opening the platform for Illinoisans to come out and tell us what they got for Illinois.
Kicking out Jelly Belly Pritzker, huh?
Yep.
Good.
Yeah, I wonder
Flintstone.
Fred Flintstone, they call him.
Well, Pops, thanks for joining in at the last minute. Man of Justice, really do appreciate you, as usual. Ant, love you, bro. And we will see you guys Tuesday.
Peace.